It's time to take yet another walk on the wild side with 5 more bizarre animal sex facts. And of course, as always, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, CondomJungle.com. Hit the description below for a link to their site where you can stock up on condoms and, of course, hump responsibly. The first animal that we're going to take a look at today is one that I hope you've never had to deal with in your day-to-day life, and that's the bed bug. If you've ever had to stay at a really crappy hotel, it's possible that thousands of them have desecrated one of your beds, but they don't just desecrate beds, they actually desecrate each other, and what I'm talking about is traumatic insemination. In traumatic insemination, the males pierce through the female's body wall to inseminate directly into their body cavity. Their penises, or whatever the bug equivalent is, are sharp, almost like hypodermic needles. In fact, it's even gotten to the point where female bed bugs have evolved a certain area of their body that will be less harmed by the traumatic insemination. It's called the spermolage. Now, while of course even using that spermolage evolved body part means that the overall lifespan of the individual female bed bug is going to be lower, it does mean that they continue to retain the ability to make more babies over a longer period of time. And thus, in terms of evolution, it's a good thing. But of course, it does mean that we're going to have to redefine what we mean by rough stuff when we talk about activities in the bedroom. If you've gone out drinking in a college town, you've probably experienced a young bro walk out of a bar yelling, "Hey, bitches, come on, fuck me," blah, something like that. And of course, the reason for that is because sound does play a very important part in the mating dance. But that bro's got nothing on the water boatman. And while the water boatman is only tiny, in practice he can make a noise that will rock your world. As loud as a lawnmower, they say, this loud chirping sound is actually the sound of the male's tiny penis rubbing against its abdomen. The sound is so loud, in fact, that scientists were convinced that it had to be coming from something else until they confirmed, no, water boatman. Scientists even say that the water boatman's penis rubbing against its abdomen makes it the loudest creature in the natural world, once you factor in its tiny size. And while at first I was curious to see if I could beat it in the same way, I want to keep my sponsors. They say in sex that size doesn't matter, but I have a feeling they're not familiar with the Argonaut octopus. The male Argonaut octopus, for example, only grows to about 2 centimeters in length, while the females can be 5 times longer at 10 centimeters. To put that in perspective, the average male, in the human side of things, would have to mate with a woman that's over 30 feet tall. And while there might seem to be some appeal in literally climbing up a woman's leg like a lumberjack, understand that there are some dangers as well. For instance, while receiving a hand job, the slightest tremor could pop you like a water balloon. Perhaps even weirder, the male Argonaut octopus has a special arm called the hectocotylus, and that's how he transmits sperm to the woman, but it goes beyond that. In fact, the hectocotylus actually separates from his body. Once it's inserted into the female Argonaut octopus and has done its inseminating task, the woman literally rips it off. For a long time, in fact, scientists did not know that it was the arm of the Argonaut octopus and thought that it was a totally different creature altogether. Sorry, scientists, bro, you thought you had discovered a new species, but no, octopus penis. Now, usually the facts that we talk about in this series have to do with the wild, freaky ways that animals get up to their sexual activities. But this time, it's about what we've done to them, and I'm talking about the turkey. Now, as you're probably aware, turkey breasts are absolutely delicious, and thus much coveted not just in the US, but around the world. And because of this massive demand for turkey breasts, scientists have artificially bred turkeys with massive knockers. And that may seem cool, but unfortunately it makes it impossible for turkeys to have turkey sex in the traditional turkey fashion, and thus we have to resort to artificial insemination. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of guys watching this video that think, given a chance with the human equivalent, they could get the job done, and I understand that. It does make me kind of wonder, and I've seen a few videos that demonstrate the basic principle, but don't you feel for the turkeys? If it breaks your heart the way it breaks mine, consider going vegetarian, if only to help your turkey bros get some. For our final bizarre animal fact of the day, let's topsy-turvy this thing and talk about the female spotted hyena. I want you to put yourself in the position of a male hyena. The females are bigger than you, they're stronger than you, and chances are they even have a bigger penis. Now yes, what I actually mean is a pseudo-penis. It's basically an enlarged hyena clit that they can erect at will, and in fact, oddly enough, to mate, the male hyena has to put his hyena penis into her hyena pseudo-penis. I don't think there's any equivalent on our side. But lest you believe that this is oddly degrading for the male hyena, understand that unfortunately for the female hyenas, they have to give birth through that thing. And finally, we'll go one step farther into hyena culture, and they have perhaps the only time where an erect penis is considered a submissive gesture. And in fact, during their greetings, both hyenas will erect their pseudo-penis and inspect each other's pseudo-penises. This is getting a little bit weird. And what, of course, is dangerous about this is that they are putting their reproductive capacity right next to dangerous hyena jaws, and there's a lot of risk in that. Biologist Lawrence Frank put it this way: on the rare occasions when the aggression escalates to fighting, the resulting damage may be severe enough to destroy or seriously compromise the reproductive competence of the injured party. So ladies, consider yourself lucky that you guys just size each other up from across the bar. Yeah, as always, that got a little bit weird at points, but I want to thank you for joining me as always as we take these little romps across the natural world and find out all the weird things that animals get up to in their animal equivalent of the bedroom. And as always, these videos wouldn't be possible without our sponsor, CondomJungle.com. Head down to the description, you'll find a link to CondomJungle.com where you can stock up on condoms. They'll ship them to your door safely, discreetly, and quickly, whether you're in the US or across the world. They are the best way possible to hump responsibly.